break since that latest start. Has been around and about. Started his career over here with James Horton. Won for him on the all-weather. Went to Danny Brook and won a race for him up at Newcastle. Then had a spell with Pat Morris. Went to Ireland where he won at Dundalk on his penultimate start. And I don't think he ran badly last time out following a short break. In a race won by Lahore the King. I remember that, watching that race actually over in Ireland. I don't watch loads of them, but it was Lahore the King coming down the outside to win at Dundalk, and probably a well enough handicapped horse that beat him. So his first start for Charlie Pike today under Lily Dingle, and probably not badly handicapped really, off his mark of 56. Let's have a look at a few of the others then. Starting over on the far side, number 9 I think that is. That is Vital Line, Kieran Burke and Holly Doyle. Best recent run was here over 6 furlongs. That's number 5. Got the wrong one. That's Hint of the Jungle, the favourite for Mike Murphy and Rob Hornby. Just spoke to Rob about this horse. Keen going type, but I think this track will probably suit pretty well as a result of that. Beat an informed Brother Dave last time out at Southwell, and comes into it with a pretty solid chance if able to reproduce that form from last time. As I say, I think this track is likely to suit. Top weight, number 1 is Erdogal's Gift for Conrad Allen and Darragh Keenan. Usual tongue ties on, along with the cheek pieces that were on at Lingfield when beaten by the informed Dandy Khan a couple of starts ago. Had a couple of next time out winners in behind that day. The cheek pieces weren't on when below form here last time out. Just needs to bounce back from that run 3 weeks ago, but on the previous run at Lingfield would have a chance, and this track isn't a problem because it has got previous winning form over the course and distance as recently as October. Number 7 is Homme de Fer for Tony Carroll and William Carson, proving really consistent. Had a good winter, a couple of wins at Wolverhampton and Lingfield earlier on in the campaign. Edged up the weights, might not have loads in hand now, but ran well at Wolverhampton last time out in a 0-55, slightly higher grade of race here, but comes into it in decent form. Number 9, we'll have a quick look at Vital Line for Kieran Burke and Holly Doyle, who was best recent run 3rd at this track back in January. Just hasn't quite managed to match that form last couple of starts. Switch surrounding headgear again today, back to the cheek pieces and tongue tie that were worn for that Lingfield run when narrowly beaten earlier on in the year as well. He must have a pretty strong chance with a £5 claim off his back, following that small rise for a win here last time out, proven at the track, comes into the race in good form. And I don't think King David, who he beat last time, was disgraced when finishing fourth earlier on in the evening, for all that he didn't outright boost the form, given he was beaten a couple of lengths. I preferred Hint of the Jungle at the prices for Mike Murphy and Rob Hornby. He's still a well-handicapped horse on his old form, this, and his win at Southwell last time out was from one that had won its previous start, and I thought it was a cosy enough victory, really. He's never been to this track, but he strikes me as a horse that might just be suited by it because he can be a touch exuberant. Rob said that he was going to go relatively well forward with him, which I don't think will be a bad thing in this race. You've got Drafted, as mentioned, could be a switch in tactics on that. Erdogal's Gift could be up there, but there's not regular front runners in this field, and I think that he could be fairly well positioned. He's got the right draw to not have to work too hard to get into that spot either, and for me, this track, as I say, could suit him, so he'd be the way that I'd be going. Homme de Fer is in good form. He's off the same markers for his last couple of runs, which included a narrow defeat at Kempton, when he ran pretty well, and he had a couple of next time out winners just in behind him on that occasion. Didn't manage to do any better at Wolverhampton last time out, but it still wasn't a bad run from a difficult enough draw, not as wide as the eventual winner of that race, however. And wouldn't be amazed if Vitaline ran pretty well in what is an open race. Adelaide Bay, first start for a new stable alongside Drafted, so they're both having the first run for a new yard. Prefer the Sister has got a tongue tie on for the first time, but I'd go with Hint of the Jungle. Here's Mike.
And Orphan Racing. Just a little bit slow to go was Homme de Fer, but it was usually held up anyway. The Dance Through the Decades Handicap's a Class 6 event over 7 furlongs. Sand Ditton broke well. Erdogal's Gift the same, just settling in second place. Hint of the Jungle, Orange Jacket in third. And then just in fourth place, the pink colours of Tomorrow Day as they go through the first furlong and a half. Tracked by Drafted. Prefer the Sisters the one on the rail then, in the sheepskin noseband, tracked there by Vitaline. Alongside at the back of the field in the blue jacket, Homme de Fer recovering, and Adelaide Bay is the one that whips them in as they go through the first 3 furlongs. They're approaching the halfway point of the race, sweating up a bit. Here's Sand Ditton as he tries to back up his win here just under 2 weeks ago. Leading then from in second, Erdogal's Gift on the outside, who's travelling strongly. Then on the inside is Hint of the Jungle next to the rail, Rob Hornby. Ridden along behind them is Tomorrow Day under pressure. Prefer the Sister, just shaken up, looking for a bit of a run. Drafted, trying to get into it, and is pulled wide to challenge as they race down the home straight here. Sand Ditton taken on by Erdogal's Gift. And on the inside, Hint of the Jungle. Vitaline is next to the rail, is keeping on under an encouraging ride from Holly Doyle. On the outside, Tomorrow Day battling on bravely. Drafted, not much room for Drafted to come through. This is going to be tight. Hint of the Jungle, and it's Drafted at the end who finishes off with Hint of the Jungle. Hint of the Jungle got there from Drafted, just. And it was also tight for the minor placings as they went past the judge there. That we think that the favourite and Rob Hornby is doubled up here.
Yeah, it's officially gone up to the judge, but Hint of the Jungle just gets the better of Tomorrow Day, I think, in the end, with another one out wide. Homme de Fer maybe nabbing Drafted on first start for the new stable for third spot. Well, you're going to see that Hint of the Jungle will soon be confirmed the winner, and he has taken to this track well, sat just in behind Sand Ditton, the favourite and early leader. And this track, because they tend to stride on a little bit, I think it can suit these keen going horses, and they maybe just relax a little bit better, maybe some slightly more severe kickback. Here's the result. Yeah, it has been confirmed, Hint of the Jungle the winner. I think sometimes the kickback just being a bit more severe just gets horses to back off a little bit as well, and he's managed to get a good position through the race. Double up for Rob Hornby on the night. Biggest threats to him come down the wide outside in the end, with Tomorrow Day hasn't shown anything for a while, only just touched off. Drafted was briefly short of room. When we get back to the main replay in the studio, we'll perhaps see that. Vital Line sticking to the inside, and we haven't seen many managing to make an impact there tonight, so might just be worth backing up a little bit. But Hint of the Jungle in the end, who was sent off favourite, strong in the market, follows up that win from last time.